Hi Aries, so this is going to be a short read and I hope all of you are doing well today. Thank you for tuning in. We have retrograding planets. Saturn is retrograde in Aries. We have Neptune retrograde in Aries. Mercury is retrograde right now. We have Neptune. So all the major planets are retrograde except for Mars and Venus. So Mars is the planet of action and accomplishment. Venus is beauty, pleasure, things that make your life good. So those planets are direct. So Neptune retrograde can be the end of an illusion or something you thought was a certain way, but it's not. The end of a nightmare. Saturn retrograde, karmic energies replaying, karmic events happening again. Mercury retrograde, communication difficulties or failures or communication issues. Mars direct in the 6th house, anger towards people who are serving you or you're serving them. Fitness, health, fitness, church, anything where there's like a service factor. Mars is pushy, accomplished, and sometimes angry or frustrated. So let's see what we have here. Show us for Aries. What do they need to see? This is the short reading. We're just going to try to keep it. Okay, surprises. New fire. And what's this? Defending your position in the crossing. Mars through Leo in the crossing. You're surprised and you want to defend yourself. Handling something well, your emotions, you need to be patient. You need to handle it. You need to understand. And 7 of Pentacles is there. Somebody's developing, waiting on money, dealing with a fixed resource, a budget. Okay, your energy is Star. You are the water bearer, so you are coming into hope, healing, and recovery. Okay? It will be over. It will be done. King of Water is here. A Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. You feel like walking away from the situation, quitting, or just saying, you know what, this isn't for me. Ooh, 10 of Pentacles is there. Something very established. Again, different deck, same card. There's something that you're like, I don't like this very much. Or I don't want it. I'm refusing it. What comes into the future here for Aries? What are they? The Lover's card. This could be somebody who wants to date you. Knight of Cups. Trying to persuade you. And what do we have here? Around the Discovery, the Hermit, the Virgo, or somebody's shining the lamp and exposing it, showing it. Okay, what do we have here as what's Aries energy? So I talked about, so your fear is that this is going to, I feel like there's something where you're like, this person is trying to embarrass me. Because there's something where you're like, I don't want it. I'm going to walk away from it. And they're like, here's the lamp. How does this end up for Aries? A Water Queen, a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Understanding, listening to your intuition. There is 10 of Pentacles underlying, so something very established. And what's this? A King of Fire, Aries, Leo, or Sag. You're taking action. The Hierophant. There is a decision here made by a higher authority. The card of traditions or traditional situations. 10 of Pentacles. A lot invested, a lot of money, large amounts. You could be following your intuition, trying to make something better than it currently is. Why are you 4 of Cups? You feel stuck. Hangman energy. Maybe you're trying to envision something else, or you feel like you have no control. Hangman is enlightenment, but it's also having to surrender. What is this energy about? What is the Lovers? What is the Lovers? The Chariot card. Determined to go forward. Cancer energy. The mind is very strong. There could be a water sign man here. Okay, we also have an Emperor. So we have someone in charge. Someone taking charge. Aries energy. Okay. Why is this coming with the Star? The water bearer of hope and healing. Because there's someone who feels like they're jealous or they take it personally that someone else is getting up and going or something like that. We have the Death card. So there is something that changes. Oh, the Devil. So there's a toxic situation. There's toxic people or toxic environments, some kind of situation where you feel held back. This is no, or you're dealing with a toxic person. This is no longer going to be the case. And someone feels like that isn't right. They're like, or maybe you shined the lamp on it and said, this isn't right. Okay, what have we got for Aries? Show us. Family room. Okay. The bad health. Somebody could be in bad health in someone's family. I mean, there usually always is, like aging. Okay, we have an official person who's in bad health. Somebody's thinking about that person a lot. We have someone's trying to get to know this person. Someone feels despair over the situation. Someone's in poverty. Okay, let's just... So I was actually talking about Saturn retrograde before, and I was thinking about a time when I applied to work in the jail. I read a book called Discipline and Punish. The Birth of the Prison System by, who's it by? It's a French writer. Foucault or something like that. But anyway, long story short, it's a good book. You should read it. I think everybody should read Discipline and Punish. Like, how do we deal with prisoners? What do we do? How do we deal with, like, people who do wrong? Like, anything, any kind of wrong. So I was going to work in the Bureau of Prisons. I was like, I could be a secretary. That would be, it's pretty okay money. And I thought it would be a stable job. It'd be a good job. But when I went there for the interview, I was treated like I'm one of the prisoners. So I was like, this isn't going to work. I didn't do anything, you know. Daily car searches, which is okay, but I mean, you're gonna have like a dog in your car every day, which is fine because, you know, it all makes sense. But when I got there, I was like, I don't get this. So that could be Saturn, like telling you get it together, but at what cost and to what degree? At what cost and to what degree? Yeah, like, do I get a haircut or do I shave my entire head off? Like, do I shave all my hair off? Like, you know, what is fair? What is not fair? Let's see. Because you're at Aries here, you feel like you are in a situation where I don't want this, but it's like you feel like you have no other choice. Somebody exposes something, you're worried that, oh no, but you actually come into a very, very prosperous energy. So what do we have here? Show us. Try not to think negative. Try not to think of all the ideas of something that causes you a challenge. Oh yeah, look at this. This is pretty good. So we have the wishing well, which is your deepest wish coming true. Deep, deep emotions. There is something here being looked at and focused on and, you know, scrutinized maybe. The tree of life. Yeah, so the tree of life is pretty much like all the stars are aligning in your favor. That's what it is. Okay, in a nutshell. But as far as the prison job, I went there. I felt like, this is a little much. And it was in Lancaster, California. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I could do this job. It was pretty good. It was like just being a clerical administrator. But no. And then I thought, well, where am I going to live? I can't live here, around here. This neighborhood looks like all prisoner. Like, it's really, that Lancaster area around the prison is really just, like, you feel like you fear for your life. Like, I'm going to get robbed somewhere. So there's all these factors, and they consider that too. So when you're building the prison, any kind of prison, so when you're building it, you're considering what's around it too. It's really interesting. But then, yeah, so I'm talking about the planet Saturn, which is order, discipline, organization, structure. Also karma. You'll reap what you sow. So let's see. What you lay down as your foundation with Saturn. Wow, someone's mad. Someone's mad you're getting your deepest wish coming true. The snake. Okay. The Rider. It is a 9 of Cups. So the Rider is like something where it's going forward. A soulmate energy. Knight of Cups. Also an offer or persuasion. There's something about the situation where you're like, I don't know, you have trust issues with it. The Maze and the Thief. You feel like you're being persuaded to like lose something. Like, so there's trust issues around this situation. It looks like a good situation, to be honest with you, Aries. We have the Sun. The Sun is super positive. There is something about time. So there's a timely factor in here. Time, being on time. Time is like a factor. Why is time a factor? The Mask. Okay, someone's wearing a mask. They're not being honest. Okay, that's fine. What's going on? I don't think it's anything you can't handle. You end up taking your power back. The Compass. Going in the right direction. Feeling like you're on the right path. The Death is underlying. What's going on here? Sacrifice. So this is like the Hangman. I'm sacrificing. I'm having to sacrifice my time. Staying calm is important. Whatever you go through, staying calm. There's a ring of commitment. What's going on here? Why is there a snake? The Wisdom. So you're finding out information about this snake. Something's being cut away or removed, and then things will improve. Very good. So the universe course corrects, which is also a good thing. Low vibrational energy, bad vibes, all that tend to go away because they're destructive energies. They're not energies of thriving and doing well. They're energies of stagnation. They're energies of dying off. So, you know, something that isn't very toxic usually just dies off, and then, you know, you can thrive. The universe course corrects. It just is like, how long does it take? How long does it take to course correct? For you, it's like you could feel like I've been here for an eternity. Like, this is just like, I have no control. I'm waiting. I don't know when. I'd 4 of Cups. I'd rather pass. I don't really like this. You don't hate it, but you're like, no. So the Death card comes in to change the situation. It brings you a 10 of Pentacles, and it brings you healing and hope. So that's what I have for you, Aries. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for listening to my crazy stories, and I will see you again. Bye, Aries.